What is going on, you guys? Today is our summer cut part 7. Hoping to get more of these out. I didn't realize we're only on part 7, so gonna start pushing them out more. Let's go ahead and get our weight. Hoping to have an awesome day. Got some great stuff planned ahead. Today's Monday, so I think we're gonna go ahead and do chest today. But with that being said, let's go ahead and weigh in and then get the day started. All right, so 215. Now, I think that's up from our last videos, up a pound, but honestly, I kind of knew I was gonna weigh heavier. I can kind of feel it going into it. Usually when I wake up, I feel super lean, feel super like just depleted. But today I don't feel that way. So I'm thinking it's just some water. We had a wedding this weekend and we had a cheat meal. So I could kind of feel that I was holding a little extra water yesterday, but nothing I'm worried about. We're gonna hop on the elliptical later and try to work all that out. So let's go ahead and eat some breakfast. And yeah, nothing crazy. We're still doing eggs and toast, usually in the morning, low carb toast. And then before our workouts, we'll probably do some sort of carbohydrate. So we've been doing oatmeal with some fruit and a little bit of like peanut butter powder. And then afterwards, we've been doing some rice. So some rice with some beef or something. And yeah, nothing crazy. Probably gonna start tapering the calories down a little more. We've been around 2,800. So we'll probably taper them down to like 26 probably, and keep shredding down. All right, so change of plans. Instead of eating breakfast, I figured we'd go ahead and do a little bit of fasted cardio. Like I said the other day, I've been doing the elliptical, but I was dropping weight so quick and feeling like, maybe not the weight drop, but more like just feeling really depleted from doing too much elliptical. So we have this recumbent bike in my room, so it's good to hop on here, especially if I can't get my cardio in for that day. Like if I miss it one day, I can do it at night here. But we'll go ahead and do let's go ahead and do 20 minutes. 20 minutes fasted cardio here. And then we'll go down to eat. All right, so cardio and tracking your calories is probably my biggest thing. Actually, not probably, it is the biggest thing when it comes to cutting weight. So for you guys out there who are struggling to cut weight or struggling to get body fat off your midsection, this is what you got to be doing. You got to be tracking every calorie that goes into your body, and doing cardio, because as you know, you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose fat. And I have so many people reach out to me and ask for advice on how to lose fat, how to get in shape, how to lean out. And the first thing I'll ask them is like, are you tracking your calories and are you doing cardio? And they always say no. Not even no either. They'll be like, no, I don't really like that and I don't want to do that. And it's like, that's goofy. Or you have other people where it's like, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. I'm doing everything. Like, I'm doing cardio. I work out, and I just can't lose the weight. And it's like, well, are you tracking your calories? And they're like, well, no, but I eat pretty healthy. It's like, well, you think you eat healthy, and until you put that into a calorie tracker, you really don't know what you're eating, because unless you're some alien or human specimen that is defying the laws of thermodynamics, the less you eat, and the more you burn, you're gonna lose weight. So it's almost like, I was thinking about this last night, it's kind of like a mechanic. Hey, sorry, my dog's chewing his toys. Think of the first things a mechanic will ask you if you take your car into the shop. you come in, you say, hey, yeah, my car's not running, something's wrong with it. He's gonna first, he might not ask you, but he's gonna check to see if you have gas and to see if you have oil or what your oil level is. Think of your gas and your oil, which are the two main essential things that you need in your car and that everyone should probably know how to, manage on their own. Think of those as calories and cardio. Your body is a machine. So you can't start worrying about all the other stuff. You can't start worrying about, oh, it's my hormones or it's my genetics. It's all this other detailed stuff until you make sure it's not the main two problems. That'd be like going into your mechanic and being like, yeah, the car's not running. And he's like, well, did you put gas in it? And you're like, oh no, I don't track how much gas is in it. That would just be stupid. So you wouldn't go to a personal trainer and ask for his help and be like, I can't lose weight. I don't know the issue. Like I just can't figure it out. I don't know what's wrong. But then tell him like, oh yeah, I don't track my calories. It's like, what do you mean? You're storing energy and you're having energy issues. So like, you should probably figure out what your energy levels are, if that makes sense. So just think of calories as your car. You would never go into the mechanic and say, I don't track my gas, but something's wrong with my car. But you'll come to me or come to another personal trainer and say, I can't lose weight, but I don't track my calories. So my biggest thing is start tracking your calories, start doing cardio, and do that for a couple weeks. And if you can't lose the weight after that, then that's when you can start looking into things like, okay, is it my hormones? Is it, how much rest I'm getting? All these very small, not very small, but all these other variables outside of cardio and calories that you could start looking into once you get the two main things out of the way. But that's kind of my little rant for today's cardio. I guess I'll give you a little recap. So track your calories, whether you're bulking or cutting. And if you're cutting, do cardio. Do a little bit of cardio, because what that's gonna do is, allow you to eat a little bit more in the cut and make it a little bit more manageable. Or if you can manage the calories that you're at, it's just gonna put you into an even crazier cut. So for me, I like doing cardio. I was even doing cardio on my bulk for a while. It just helped me feel leaner, felt me feel more tight. And that all might be in my head, but I mean, for I would say the first half of my bulk, which was probably the most efficient time of my last bulk, I was still doing cardio. So something to consider. So hopefully you guys kind of understood that little rant. But let's go ahead, we're gonna eat breakfast, and I'll probably see you for the pre-workout meal like always, and then the workout. All right, so I figured I would go ahead and show you guys the breakfast. I kind of burnt my toast, but we did 3 tablespoons of sugar-free syrup on the toast with some butter, or spray butter. And then we have 6 eggs with 15 grams of ketchup. So one thing that I want to start doing is eating closer to like 2 pounds of red meat. I want to start eating more animal protein because last cut, that's what I was doing. And I was really low calories, but I was really satiated. So I think the last couple weeks, I haven't been eating enough animal protein. So I haven't been as satiated as I was last cut. So I'm gonna start doing a little more red meat, and we'll see how that feels, especially with the oats and the rice post-workout. I think we're gonna be feeling really good. So let's go ahead and down this breakfast and then get into the gym. All right, what is going on, you guys? Today is chest day. I'm not really going to talk much about the chest day because I got to talk about some other things with you guys, but we'll go ahead and give you a little brief rundown. So started out, I've been starting my chest days with lots of flies just because I feel like they really pre-exhaust my chest, kind of burn out my chest. And then that kind of saves my shoulders some aches and pains when it is time to go on to like incline and things like that, because I've realized like with doing lots of incline and benching, my shoulders have just been getting torn up. So I like to kind of pre-exhaust with some flies and then move over to those movements, because when I do get over to like incline, now my shoulders aren't loaded up with all this weight, you know, because I'm already pre-exhausted. I can't really load up that much. So that's kind of the thought process lately. We started with flat flies, and then we moved over to the cables and just did like all the assortments. Like I moved it all around. I honestly can't even tell you the specific order that I did, but I know we did low, medium, and high, and just murdered the chest as much as we could. And like you've probably heard me say it before, it's like if something feels good, then I'm not going to move around and go to something else, especially with the cables. Like I can move them all the way up and hit every aspect, every part of my chest. So if I can do that, then I'm not really going to move around and mess around with a bunch of movements. So I did the flat fly, like traditional pec deck, just to kind of get warmed up, and then we moved over to the cable flies and murdered out there. And one thing I want to emphasize, like if you guys are really trying to work on your chest, low to highs. Those are really going to build your upper chest if you're doing them right. Now you can start to overwork your front delt, but if you're doing them right, I bring them up to like right here. I kind of think right here at the center of my neck is right where I bring it, and I do pinkies together. So murder those out in incline bench, and your chest is going to grow tremendously, because everyone has bad upper chests. And I want to get on to what I want to talk about, but my chest days are probably going to start, you know, I'll probably stop training chest as much, because I was training it so much because it was a lacking area for me. But now that I've caught it up, if you think about the chest, it's not a huge muscle group. You think it is, but in reality, if you look at like the actual anatomy of a human body, it's not really a big muscle group. In fact, like your lats and your delts are probably bigger areas. So I think I'm going to start training a little less chest and probably incorporating more shoulders, more arms, things like that, but still keeping up with chest and back. But I think shoulders and arms are going to be an emphasis here in the next coming weeks. So let's get on to the topics of the day. I kind of wrote some stuff down, starting out with the verse, or not verse, but the quote: the easiest thing you can do in today's day and age is outwork people, because everyone's lazy and nobody wants to work anymore. So a lot of people think it's hard to outwork people, but then you actually think about it, okay, no one's actually putting in the extra work. No one around me is actually doing anything, you know, out of the ordinary, or putting in those extra hours. So the easiest thing you can do is outwork people. We're slowly growing towards this generation where nobody wants to work hard, they just want things handed to them. So that's good news for us. We're gonna rise to the top. So that brings me into like consistency. One thing I've noticed with growing my fitness pages, I only have like 2K on YouTube here, but on Instagram I've grown 250,000 followers in just a couple months, and that has come from consistency. I've really gotten good at, you know, holding myself accountable and like pushing out as much content as I can each and every day. I know like guys like Alex Hermosi and Gary Vee preach this a lot, like your reel output and your post output should be like insane. I know I went from like doing like 1 to 2 reels, maybe not even that, like 1 reel a day on my old fitness page, and like when I first started this fitness page, and it like wasn't growing, and I was confused why.
And then when I really started pushing out the content, started to figure out what I wanted to do, my niche, everything like that, it started to take off. The consistency was there, and that's all you really need to start figuring things out. Even if your content's not the best, if you start pumping content out, one of those videos is going to do good. And once you have one video do good, you start to figure out, okay, what do people like? So let's say I push out 10 videos in 2 days. Maybe one of those is going to do good, but at least now you have an idea, okay, this is kind of what people like. And once you figure that out, like, you just slowly climb your way back up. And you're going to have drawbacks, but the consistency matters. Push content out. And that goes for anything. Like any job, just stay consistent. The only way you get good is by doing reps on top of reps on top of reps. For me with football, it was like you only get good when you do reps and watch film. So you can, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of people nowadays, they say that they're doing something, but they're not really consistent. And I think the biggest thing is, like, just put your head down and grind it out. It's going to pay off. And before you know it, like, with consistency, it's like, it's hard work, but then you get used to the hard work, and that consistency becomes a habit. It's kind of like the gym. The more you push stuff out, or not the more you push stuff out, but the more you work out, the more it becomes less of like, oh, I have to be consistent, more like, oh, I just have to, satisfy my needs for the day because, like, I need to work out. Like, I'm so used to it. So kind of going off the rails there. But another thing I want to talk about is getting up early. A lot of people don't get up early, and I've honestly been kind of bad about this lately. But getting up early, you got to think how much work you can get done in the morning undistracted. People always say, like, oh, I get most of my work done in the evening. I don't like getting up early. But it's like, well, in the evening, your friends want to hang out. In the evening, you have to cook dinner. In the evening, you have to do all this crazy stuff. If you're a parent, you have to take your kids to soccer, take your kids to do whatever. It's like, wake up early. Then you have, let's say you get up at 5:30. That gives you 2 to 3 hours of literally free time that you can put towards anything, whether it's creating videos, whether it's creating a business. Imagine if you did 2 hours a day of creating a business. Like, that'd be insane. Or it was like an hour of, meditation, or an hour of reading your Bible, or an hour of, working out or something. Like, just wake up early. I'm not sure what you need that extra time for, but you will figure it out and you'll become a more productive person because of it. Another thing, and this has helped me because I personally have ADHD, ADD, whatever you want to call it. I can't focus to save my life. I can't remember anything to save my life. Sorry if you guys hear a noise. My dog's chewing on a toy. But I can't remember anything to save my life. So I started writing out my goals, not only my long-term goals, but my short-term goals, and not even goals as well. It's like more like daily objectives. So like today, I'll read you my objectives for today. Bible study and prayer. They're kind of goofy notes because you probably don't understand them, but make YouTube video, which I'm doing right now. Make a food video, which is like a food reel. Make video from notebook. So I write down all my video ideas in a notebook. So I have to make one of those video ideas today. Repost videos from Instagram onto YouTube and TikTok. So I write out my whole day. And for me, as someone who mentally is unorganized, I can't keep track of anything, this has helped me tremendously. So that's kind of like the finite, like daily things. You can do this as well for like just writing out your goals for like the year. If you write out your goals for the year, I promise you, are so much more likely to follow them. Like, I have my goals right here, written on a whiteboard. If I see those goals every day, even if one day I don't even think about it, but like all it takes is one day or one morning to see those and be like, okay, yeah, I got to lock in. So please just write out your goals and put them somewhere you can see them. It seems cheesy, but it does work. And another thing, and this is kind of leaning into my faith in Christianity, with your goals. In Mark 11:22 through 26, he talks about your goals and your aspirations. And he says, have faith in God, Jesus answered. Truly I tell you, if anyone says this mountain, go throw yourself into the sea, and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they said will happen, it will be done for them. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. So for my Christians out there, and hopefully I'm able to, bring you guys close, other people closer to Christ, I pray that you guys can, in your prayers, talk to God, ask for his guidance, and then tell him your goals, and tell him that you believe that you're going to achieve those goals, and they will happen. He's telling us here, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be given to you exactly how you plan for them to be given to you, because I've learned that lately, is like, you pray for something and it's going to come, but it's not going to come exactly how you planned for it to come. And I've always reflected like, oh my gosh, dude, I prayed for that a year ago. Now it came, but I never even like saw it coming. I never even, now that I'm looking back on it, I see that God answered my prayers, but it's like, even in the moment, I didn't see it at all. So believe what you're praying will happen. And then another thing, this kind of off of that, he says, and when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive them, so that your Father in heaven may forgive your sins. But yeah, just believe in your goals. Believe that God has already blessed you with those goals. Be confident, have faith in him that he's going to help you achieve those goals and guide you in the right direction. And you are going to achieve those goals. And if not, like, this is my thought process. Like, I have these goals and aspirations in life. But if God has other things planned for me, I'm fine with that. It's like, I would rather live another life with God than the life that I have in my head. So to kind of wrap up today's little, rant, I think the biggest thing I want you guys to take away from this is to like start chasing your dreams, lay out your goals, talk to God, tell him what your goals are, and ask for his guidance with achieving those goals, and believe that you are going to achieve those goals. Start waking up early. Start writing down your goals and objectives for the day, just because it's going to help you stay more organized. And yeah, just implementing those small things. Like, everyone says that they're going to do them, like, oh yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna start doing these tomorrow, start writing my stuff down. It's like, no. If you're listening to this video right now, literally grab a notebook. I'll show you my little notebook. Your parents probably have one sitting around somewhere. Grab a little notebook, write down your goals, write down your daily goals, what you want to do for the rest of the day. Eat breakfast, work out, send that message, send that email, reach out to these people, so-and-so. Write it all out, dude, because then you can act. You have something written. I don't know why, but the power of writing something down means so much to your, like, mentally, to your brain. Because I think when you see something written down, your brain's like, all right, we have a task, so we're going to go ahead and work down this checklist. So and it's kind of like, for me, like, if I write stuff down, I know that if I don't achieve what I wrote down and I procrastinate those things, I'm just going to feel like crap. So I know if I work through those and I get through those goals that I had for the day, I'm going to feel awesome. So write down your stuff, turn your life around. I know it's tough. I've been in low periods in my life. But I just want you to know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. And if you turn around your life right now, you start doing what you want to do, you start writing out your goals, you start praying to God, things are going to get a lot better. And another thing, look for the miracles that God is working in your life. I think one of the biggest things in my life was God wasn't not working miracles in my life, but I wasn't realizing it. Once you see one miracle, you start seeing them all. You start seeing the small ones throughout the day. Like the other day, I'll give you a little testimony. I was having difficulties with my clothing brand, Synchrist. If you guys want Synchrist shirts, go ahead and check out Synchrist, link down in the description. But I was having some difficulties with my business. And literally, I'm sitting there riding my motorcycle after reading this email, and I was like, God, I just, I pray that whatever's going on is resolved, and I have faith in you, and I have nothing but love for you, and I just ask for your guidance and support right now. I swear to God, 15 minutes later, everything was resolved. So it's kind of goofy, but it's the small things that you start to realize how awesome God is, because when you're really connected to him and have a relationship with him, it's amazing. So hope you guys have an awesome day. Kill your workout. That's the end of this video. We're gonna keep shredding down. I was a little high today, but who cares? I'm not worried about it. We're gonna shred down anyway and get lean for this summer. Love you guys.